accountable to and put a stop to it immediately. And if they don't, you have the right to, either shut down the meeting temporarily. If you need to call the police to have them removed, so be it. I mean, if it gets that bad, I mean, typically that doesn't happen. But you have that responsibility to protect yourselves.
And just in the regards of Facebook, so if that were to happen where we see that on Facebook, what should our roles be? Should we contact you if it's about city council? What should our roles be?
Well, I think if it involves city council at any level, it's a good idea to let us know, which I know that she did mention city council in that regard. And that was...
You guys are all getting paid under the table.
Yeah, and stuff like that is very inflammatory, and that's not...
The one thing I see on that, Mayor, is we all get on here to do something good, and I think I was blindsided when she, especially when she attacked Nancy in the sense to resign. I feel that all 5 of us made that decision, and not just one. So I think when someone approaches this, just to recommend that they get on the agenda and come and talk to all 5 of us, not to come after one of us individually. Right. I think that, and as far as Facebook, I think that we need to just ignore.
You do, because people throw stuff out on Facebook, and it's ridiculous. I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I don't intend to be. I don't want to be. Because there's just so much.
But it is a form of print media, even if it's on technology to read. So we do have to report it.
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of people in town maybe read Facebook that don't even read the newspaper.
No, and that's the bad part. Is that unfortunately, a lot of people use it for the wrong use. And all you can do is take it for what it's worth, and hopefully the people that maybe read the Facebook can really read between the lines to say, well, that person is out of line. So
what I didn't know in the background was that Amy was really after Nancy for months on end, and I had no knowledge of that. I thought it was, oh my gosh, I was shocked that anybody would have that behavior, and I really felt bad, and I didn't know how to get, without getting emotional, just to say that we're all one board and that Nancy's been part of that board and a great board.
Something that you may want to do is when you know that there's somebody in that may be coming to, before you even start the meeting, they're here, and you see that they might be here for exactly what happened. You might mention that anyone that approaches, to be respectful of not only you individually as a group, but of your time as well.
Maybe that should be printed in petitions and communications.
And it is in ours, actually, in City Council.
Right.
I say that.
I was going to recommend that we do that, and also not have it in writing, but to say it. I want to thank you, Mayor, for bringing this up. I appreciate, and I appreciate your support after it happened. I also would like to maybe suggest that council think about adding how to handle personal attacks in the code of ethics that, the new code of ethics that went out this year, because it's we all support the code of ethics. Pretty much addresses how we handle and work with each other, but it's also how we protect what our boards and commissions and council does, the work for the community. I will say that there have been 63 views on the YouTube video of the meeting, and I can't tell you the number of people who said to me just this last weekend that are local, that heard about it, have said, why wasn't it stopped? Why did they allow her to do that? So I think it's over, it's done. It was devastating, humiliating, embarrassing, and very hurtful.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was not at that meeting. Honestly, I can't relate that day too because I was in the meeting.
Well, and I think though the same thing happened with Juan Del Roca. I think it's the same. I think they're in the same playing field.
And actually, Joey, that is the wheel behind this whole thing.
That's where this core
is Juan Del Roca and Travis. I mean, that's really
the city manager.
Yeah. You know, that's kind of what happened, you know, with that is, I mean, like, what started, I mean, the first time was Juan, you know,
Right.
going on trails and whatever page
Right.
that is.
Right.
Which I think is just not a good thing for Trinidad. I mean, it's not a good thing. He's not promoting nothing positive. It's
Right.
always negative.
Well,
I think we've all have had instances at one point or another in this, and I think that we just need to be more aware. I don't know who she was when she came in. I had never seen her before, but one of us, if we do know that someone is coming, then
No,
And her conversation on both, between Juan and the second one about, they were both directed at Joey, Sy, and Nancy. And they came after all three of them with the
Well,
city
you know,
council.
you know, I should have just, you're right, I've never used this before, I should have just stopped her from using it. But she had a right to tell us her feeling. At the point in which she said about, I will remove Nancy and whatever, I was so burning inside. I said, I'm in a meeting, keep it chill, wait for your opportunity, let her know that Nancy is part of this board, a great part of this board, and get her out of here. But I was so burning at the moment because I thought, how dare you, so unethical. I should have just used the gavel, but I didn't. I waited to the end.
Keep in mind that when, if I'm not here, you know, and something like that arises during one of these meetings, you know, keep me apprised of a situation like that, because, you know, I will support you in those situations like that, and I know that council will support you when they hear of situations like that.
I think, and this is just the last thing that I'd like to say about it, and I think we can move on, but I think within 10 seconds I knew what she was going to do, that's when it should have been stopped. That's when it should have been
You know,
stopped.
and I appreciate, and I know that council appreciates the work that you do, and I think probably the vast majority of the community appreciates the work that you do, because you're in a paid position. And so sometimes that's hard to take for that particular reason, but I'm just, you know, sitting here with you, you guys have a lot of work to do, so you try your best, and thank you for it.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Okay. I
Okay.
apologize too,
That's
Nancy.
fine, it's over.
Yeah. Petitions or communications, oral or written?
Any more?
Yeah, Mr. Matei, do you want to talk first?
I do. Thank you. Madam Chairman, Commissioners, Bill. In light of what you just said, I'll be very cautious about what I'm about to say. Last week, a fellow council member directed me to view the video recording from Mr. Murphy of your August 14th meeting. So Saturday, I set aside 2 hours so that I could take the time to study it. And I'm here this morning because of what I saw and heard, beginning at 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 3 seconds, when Mr. Kress interrupted a distraught Ms. Lackey at least twice by saying, I think you obviously had something you wanted to say. And I have it here if you care to hear it. But be that as it may, at 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 14 seconds, Mr. Kress took charge of the floor and said, I tried to transcribe it, and we can play it if that works better. Well, this rate, so I guess I'm up. Okay, at any rate, you began by saying, the one thing I want to say, Nancy, is that I think me with a city council member, attacking the way we do things. I think we're a board, and if people have issues, they should come to the board and not just to one person. And like Anthony Matei, being a city council member, and I probably shouldn't have, he should have come to the board to clear things up, same as she should have. I presume you're referring to Amy. That being said, and in response to your sense of unity and self-worth as a board, Mr. Kress, here I am. Before we begin, let me say there are a few things that I want to establish as a foundation. When I occupy that seat at the dais, it's because, as a city council member, the voters have put me there twice. The only thing that can remove me from that seat is my resignation or a recall. As an elected city council member, I also have taken an oath of office twice, which vested me with the necessary authority to fulfill the duties of an elected council person. Valuable, as the mayor has suggested, as members of boards and commissions are, they are appointed to their positions, not elected. In fact, I voted in the affirmative to see each one of you because I was confident in your individual abilities and trusted your judgments to act in the best interest of the city. An oath of office is not required for members of boards and commissions because there is no pronounced or implied authority associated with your position. Boards and commission services, as the mayor has poignantly described, voluntary. It's primarily an advisory or collateral supplement to the ongoing operations of City Council by extension. Tourism Board is a little bit different because the voters approved the lodging tax that meant to develop funds necessary to promote our city. It also directed in that action that there should be a board of directors to oversee the disbursements of those funds. That board was not created to act independent of city governance, but in fact the tourism board, under the color of authority afforded by city council, acts and does the things that you do. That's why you're appointed, not elected. As such, city council, of which I'm happy to be a member, has the fiduciary responsibility to oversee the actions of the tourism board, which includes the disbursements of those promotional dollars. Excuse me. So what I'm saying is that we have a responsibility to oversee the things that you do, disbursement of funds, and to ask logical questions when they are brought to our attention by citizens, as was the case recently. Members of boards and commissions serve at the pleasure of the city council, who appointed them and may be removed for cause. Lastly, and most importantly, I have known all of you for a very long time. Mr. Kress, you and I go back to the times at Alta Vista when we were doing fundraisers for our kids. You have delivered packages to my house.
No, I never have.
Okay, we live on the same street. We pass each other. I was a customer at your clothing store or your cleaning. The point I'm trying to make, sir, is we have all known each other for a very long time. And I thought I was a good judge of people and that I was able to identify individuals worthy of my trust and confidence. When you asked for appointment to this board, it was a no-brainer for me to support your requests, all of you. However, when you singled me out by name and criticized me in my absence at a recorded public meeting, August 14th, that house of cards came tumbling down. I suspect that you immediately recognized that you probably shouldn't have been saying that because you said, and I probably shouldn't have. If you want to hear it, we can play it.
I said that.
Okay. For you to have done as you did is a gross misrepresentation of the position with which you've been entrusted to single out a seated council person in the manner in which you did. It was disrespectful not only of me, but of the position of city councilman. It was unprofessional, unethical, and irresponsible in your capacity as a board member. And despite your weak attempt mid the sentence to check yourself, you continued. You have given me pause, sir, to question my decision to support your appointment to this board. I believe I may have misjudged your integrity and your character. Rest assured, however, that I will not initiate any actions to remove you from this board. I choose to take the high road. That having been said, I was commanded to be here if I wanted to clear the air. That's my part. I hope I have cleared the air from my perspective. I'm willing to listen.
I'll tell you the way I feel about it is, like you suggested in that meeting, like you talked about in that meeting, how a cannot think of her name. She represents the chamber.
Linda Barron.
Linda Barron. The heartfelt moment that you felt when she came to the courthouse to speak to you, and how terrible you had felt about what we had done, and how you took it upon yourself to question one of the members, or possibly two members on this board, about how we did not fund the chamber at that point. But you never came to all five of us and represented like you did today to come and talk as to why we didn't give, or furthermore asked what were the reasons that we did not give the money, which we did not have the financials for the chamber, and they landed up downstairs before a special meeting that we had, and you kind of took a road that I did not like at the beginning of that meeting that Cy and I had spoke at, in the sense of how the chamber brings on the Santa Fe trails and about minorities.
I don't recall that.
Well, maybe you can go back and look at your meeting and listen to what you said as to how minorities in this community deserve a better chance, and to the sense I didn't like the way you took that sense in the way the chamber is puts on the Santa Fe trails. I found that distasteful in what you had said. The other thing I felt distasteful in what you had said at that meeting was the fact that we should find a way to give that money to the chamber. But yet we turned down 5 others, but you felt we should give that money to the chamber. And I stated at that meeting that if you felt I should give the chamber that money and not give it to the other 5, then I didn't belong on this board. But you felt that we should give that money to that chamber at that point, which the amount was $10,000 that they had asked for, and you thought it was $2,000. But I wanted to go home that day and resign from that board for the statements that you had made.
You're talking about city council night?
City council night, yes. Cy and I went to talk about the good at the tourism board, and you spun it around in a sense that we didn't give the chamber the money. We didn't give the chamber the money because the chamber didn't have all their financials. If you would like to look at a grant form that is prepared right, here's one with everything there when they come to ask us for the money. And this is what we make our decision on, is things that are done right. And you felt that we should have given that money and they didn't have all their credentials in. I don't think that was fair the way you had attacked us that night.
So, Tom, is that why you made the comment at our last meeting?
Yes.
Because of the city council meeting?
Yes. And I wanted to go home and resign that night. And my wife told me, don't let him do that to you.
Well,
It's not funny.
No,
I don't think it's funny.
No, I don't.
I don't think it's funny at all.
I find it.
And if you think that it's funny, Anthony, I find you a
This is-
problem with
Could
you.
hold on, guys, could you guys back
You need
down?
to
a little
get
bit?
your gavel.
You know,
I don't think you should come in here and laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah, you did. You just did.
So
Mayor, how do you think we should resolve this?
I think the best way to resolve this is to get an understanding that as, whether you're appointed in this board or we as city council people, one thing, and I know that it requires some big shoulders, and we take some crap sometimes. And the thing about it is, we as city council, we need to take the higher road at all times, just like you guys need to take the higher road. Because we are going to get blasted, I don't care if it's in the city council meeting, I don't care if it's out on the street, and that's the difficult part that we face when we are
Mr.
part
Mayor,
of the board.
Mr. Mayor, all I'd like to say is just one thing.
Yes.
Is if he would have just come to us as 5 members and not approached one and asked us about the chamber, all of his answers would have been answered that day. We wouldn't be having this discussion here today.
And when that occurred, actually, it came up in city council. I did mention that,
You did.
that there was a lack of information that you had received to make that decision, and that you had a procedure that you needed to follow, because to go beyond that procedure would put you in a predicament where what's the next person or what's the next organization. So those are the type of things that are difficult to deal with, but you have to follow procedure just like we have to follow procedure in the city council.
So Mayor, in this scenario, what is the procedure to handle between Anthony and Tom?
I think what they need to do is step back, because I can see there's a lot of tension here, and they both viewed their points, and I think they need to step back
And be respectful?
and be respectful of one another and go back home and say, okay, is that person right? Is that person right on their particular points? Can we move beyond this? And I think that's what has to
But I've heard comments about you that you said about me sitting on your seat, on this seat.
What have I said about it?
I mean, I've heard just that, you know, like, you don't even want to discuss about the guy sitting on this seat, the same seat that I'm sitting on, that you're on. Elected official, like, one of the reasons why I didn't run for city council, everybody's been asking me to run for it, is for this reason. You know, is so much time out of the day, and then, like, we don't get paid to do this. You know how much time it takes out of my day? Like, I could run bricks a lot more. And to deal with this crap is not even something I want to do. I really don't.
Well, I take,
Like, this is crap. Like, seriously.
Yeah, so let's just be respectful of language here as well. And
thank you.
And maybe at the city council meeting, Mayor, you could make reference to that if any boards and commissions, since the tourism board has been the highlighted board, since we have money to distribute, that it's taken to us so that we can, you know, we can work through this so this doesn't happen again if it's happened already a few times.
one suggestion I might have is if there's a situation, whether it's between someone of you, one of you on a board or commission, any board or commission, or a city councilman, as long as I'm not involved, I'd be willing to sit down with the two people and let you guys air out your differences rather than in a public forum. Sometimes that helps as well.
I'm satisfied with where we're going. Let me ask one question of all of you. Do you think it was appropriate for me to have been singled out by name?
Rephrase your question?
Do you think it was appropriate for me to have been singled out by name when Tom was attempting to console you?
I think that any boards and commissions and any city council maneuvers talking about people that are serving on either city council or is inappropriate. I think Tom was hurt because he'd had that happen, and so I think he blared your name out. But I think I do remember that scenario now, Joey, that you're referring to. I had forgotten about that. And I think we just have to be really, I think we just have to be really respectful that we're all working hard to make a really great.
But that doesn't answer my question. Excuse me.
But did you do the same thing to us?
Singling out an individual's name is probably the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, either way, yes.
What do you think?
Anthony, because I am in the same, we're all in the same boat rowing here.
Right.
Let me just say this. I understood, this goes back to Linda Barron. I understood why people were upset that we didn't fund them, but let me just give you more of an analysis, secondarily, why we did not fund them. Granted, in the past, Santa Fe Trail Days has been for the local community.
True.
But this board's commission is to put people in hotels that can produce more lodging taxes. That's our first goal, number one. Number two, in their financials for the Santa Fe Trail Days events over the last 4 years, they've been incurring losses of $4,000 to $6,000 per year. Let me finish, please. So when we look at that, and we also reviewed their application, it was incomplete, and they didn't intend to advertise outside, 50 miles outside of the 50-mile radius in Trinidad, and that's what brings people to Trinidad to spend at least one night.
Point made.
So in reality, when the application was submitted, it was just 2 pages of the many pages requested.
Got it.
Then the financials and everything was dropped.
May I interrupt you? I understand all of this.
Okay.
I see that this is resolved as best as it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'll take my leave.
Oh,
Thank you very much for your attention.
Wait a second.
No, there's no more to say. I understand your point.
Well, but you asked all of us for our...
this is not gonna go anywhere other than where it is.
Okay, fine.
Let's stop at this point, because I think that, I think enough has been said.
Yeah.
I think points have been made on both sides, and I think that, like I said, we just step back, let's take a
Thank
look.
you.
Just step back and let's take a look and back to our logical reasoning of what we're trying to do for this, and try to all roll in the same direction.
And I'd like to add that,
Did that
I
make
think that
sense?
we're talking about Santa Fe Trail, but it's really not about that. It's about people respecting each other on other boards and commissions.
To have been called out by name was inappropriate. It goes to a personal situation between Mr. Kress and me. Better not resolved here. And I think you realize that you probably shouldn't have said that. You even said so.
And I think maybe you
And-
realize now that you should have probably not have said some of the
And,
things.
well,
that
let
you
me
said.
say, if I have done anything in my official capacity or individually, I apologize. That was never, ever my intent. But at the same time, I felt it appropriate to advocate for Linda Barron and the Santa Fe Trails Festival for that which they do, when held in comparison to the contributions to other entities that occur. Okay, it just was disproportionate, and I thought it was something that we could and should have done to take care of our own, so to speak. That didn't happen. I apologize. I'm sorry for having wasted your time this morning, and I concede that this is where it is.
Mayor, is there
I
any?
don't
I'm done.
think- You know, I don't think you wasted our time.
Good day.
I think it's just bringing our attention.
Do you think it's of any benefit to you to sit with the mayor?
I'm not gonna talk about it anymore at this point. Mr. Matei just doesn't care for me, and he hasn't for a long time, so that's just the way I feel about it.
Well, like I said, if you wanna talk to me on outside of this, over this issue, I'm willing to talk with you, so just call, you have my phone number, don't you?
I think that would be a really good idea.
You wanna write it down?
But what I think, but here's the problem. What I think is, not once has city council came in here and talked to us.
Right.
Not once. And then you get one guy coming in here to do exactly, basically the same thing that Amy did. And there's no difference here. There's no difference. It's like ridiculous.
I just feel, Mr. Rico, we come in here, all five of us come in here to do good. We really do.
Yeah, you
We I feel that all five of us have been contributed to turning this thing around with the spending of the money and doing different things, and I feel that it's hard for me to get over what had happened at that city council meeting that night. It has been hard, but I'll find a way to get over it. And when he came and talked today, it just kind of resonated again.
Right.
It's annoying.
And maybe
been annoying
from
as hell.
from our point of view, maybe the city council needs to, in case that happens. This isn't the first time I've seen this happen with the tourism board. And I don't mean besides these scenarios, but years ago, that because we make decision making, that sometimes during city council, our decisions are questioned in a way that's very painful. I have been involved in that in the past too. And you just have to hold your head up. But maybe from your position, you could tell city council that if there's any decision made, that they come and talk to us, either in a private meeting or something, so it's not so public. Because it is painful, because this board works really hard, extremely hard. And other boards have too, that have been slaughtered out there.
See, that's the hard part to do, is you're talking about coming and talking, maybe like in an executive session, the rest has to do with some particular legal aspects of what we have to follow for executive sessions. A lot of this stuff does have to be aired out in public
Right,
session.
and I will disagree with you, Si. Not a private meeting. It has to be in the open.
And Anthony
No.
didn't give me
Sure.
time, but at the city council meeting, I do believe, because I know the history, that he was on the attack. So, maybe because of the chamber, but it was his attack too. He didn't mention names, but it was an attack. And that's when I literally got up and came to the podium. Because I was not standing at the podium. And then I came up, because I thought this was getting out of hand. they're attacking two people up there, and maybe they didn't call out by name, but those two were up there, standing up there. That's when I got up and stood up
You
and
know,
talked.
I need to apologize, there's times that I've let things go by, and I'm trying to make a bigger attempt myself to watch for those things too, so I need to cut them off.
And I would have told Anthony that scenario right there. I would have told him,
So
but he didn't stick around.
As a learning curve, what do you think that you could have done differently that could teach me or anyone on this board of how to handle it when someone like a city council member dags another board or commission?
Well, that's the code of ethics. Have you read it?
Yeah.
Have y'all read it?
As a matter of fact, if you look at the new code, have you guys been given a
Yes.
copy of the code of
Yes.
ethics? It does state in there that, I can't say verbatim what it says,
Right.
but the language is that any board or commission member, whether you're in a meeting or even outside of in the community, anything that could be taken in not the appropriate language and attacking another board member or even a community member, that we could be held accountable for it. I think that's what.
So in the reference of the time that Joey had heard, and I think I saw it now that you say that.
He was
made
talking about me sitting on this
He made
seat.
reference to Joey.
Like, that's the exact same thing,
And that's why, and
scenario.
for that particular reason, that's why we went back and redid the code of ethics, because all this stuff was going on.
Right.
And
I'm moving my seat.
Well,
Well,
Regard-
I've learned the lesson the hard way. It'll never be done again by me. And it's just something that we all look at. And I'll tell you what, this year has been a learning experience on this board. Just like you're probably getting new things still, city council. We learn, every meeting is a new learning experience. So I just think we should move forward and
you know, it sounds like you want to move forward. I hope that, you know, Mr. McKay will take into account that he needs to move forward too with it.
well, my attempt to explain to him further the financials, he did not have a clear understanding of why we did not fund them. He got mad, he didn't want to hear it, and he left. That's not good either.
One thing I will say about us is we've let a few things go by without a full explanation. I'm not going to get into them, but that's the one thing that all five of us need to stop and say, we want a full explanation as to why this is happening. This way it's documented, it's there. But I think each one of us has an instance where something happened, the ball was dropped, and then we never went forward with it. We never got a clear explanation on something. And I think that's one of the things that we need to do.
One of the things that we all have as human beings, we have that threshold where we can cross that line of saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and trying to be able to catch ourselves. It's difficult.
And it's
difficult.
really frustrating, especially when you've been attacked. And I guess because I've been on different boards and commissions and been attacked a lot of different times, I try to step away from it, but it's really, really, really painful and frustrating when it happens to you. And if we could just, if city council, I guess, has a question, then just have one of the city council members or you approach the board and stop it at city council level, because I think it gets a little bit more.
And that's why I say, you know, even though I'm in my fourth year right now, and of course running for re-election, you know, these are things that crop up, you know, and I'm trying to do a better job of catching these issues when they arise, and trying to, like when that came up, and I mentioned it earlier when Anthony was here, and I said, they have a procedure to follow, and they followed it. And that's all that they can do. Because to do that, because to go beyond that, sets a precedent. So that's not good.
No, and it's been, you know, most years of the years I have been on the tourism board, I have not been chair. And there was times that we had people from other restaurants in town that were not only attacked, but also gone in their restaurant and really went off on them. And so this board has always been a hard board. When you give away money, it becomes a hard board.
I say, you know, you have a procedure to follow. You know, we have a code of ethics to follow. And I think if you follow those procedures from your seats, you'll be well, you'll be okay.
And maybe part of the code of ethics or an addendum to it would be that if there seems to be an unresolved issue between board members, commission members, council members, all of the above, that there needs to be some type of mediated resolution. Because there's always just one little roll of the eye, one spoken word, one incident, and that's what pops the pimple. And then all heck breaks loose.
You know, you bring up a very good point. We'll talk to Les about that, bring it to council, because of this particular situation.
Right.
If there's unresolved situations, how do we handle it? Is it through mediation or whatever situation?
Yeah.
We do bring it to
Yeah, no, in our last grant round, there was someone that we didn't approve for a similar reason, that I sit on another board with, that I really had to move away from and talk about because that person
Here's what
was
happens,
very-
and it's very difficult to do, but we have to, I do it all the time. Is I need, when I walk through that door, or even walking out on the street, and I talk to you or anybody, I need to separate my personal feelings from what my job is for this community.
And I think that's very true to that.
Yeah.
That's the way to take the approach.
Yeah, and I do that because I don't want to tell you and attack you. You know, if I've got a situation with you, I've got to say, I've got this situation, how do we resolve this? There's two sides to a story here.
Yeah. I agree.
And I think one of the things that I've been most grateful for and impressed with this board is that we don't all agree on everything all the time.
You're not
And
supposed
we
to.
all still, I think,
We all
like
come
and
to-
hear each other.
We all come to the
You know?
same consensus in the end.
Mhm.
You know, we all.
Yeah, you know, I've always said that sometimes when I see disagreements in the positive way, they're good for a board because it makes you think, it makes other people think of your. Hopefully, they think of your
Absolutely.
of your situation, of your opinion, and sometimes a better resolution to the issue will come out of that when you start talking about it, and that's the way it needs to be done.
Well, I think one thing that always keeps the heated moments going is that there are statements made rather than asking questions why.
Right.
And
In this particular
That's a
case.
great point,
In this
Nancy.
particular case.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's painful.
Well, I hope I've been able to
Okay.
help you
yes,
guys.
thank you.
Thanks. Glad you were here.
I think real quick on oral communications, because it's not on the agenda, is I think we did a really good job with the Blues Fest, you know, as far as sponsoring it. And I mean, at Bricks, I'm sure Nancy and everyone else that was open, it was such a good night. We had a great
It was a
Blues
great
Fest.
crowd.
It was a great crowd at Central Park
Yeah,
too,
like
the Friday night,
We got
literally.
like 10 5 stars on our ratings, you know, and different things
Yeah.
and stuff. And I know it comes into like a lot of work, but those people aren't coming into town normally.
Right.
So I think having that fest, that is the fest of all Trinidad right now. I think definitely, you know, it's supporting it.
That's our signature.
It was a great crowd. I mean, those,
we
our
had so
cops
many
said they were
people love it.
bored.
Yeah, I have even my aunt Yvonne. They live in Albuquerque. They came down, brought some people with them. They had a great time.
Right.
They're like, "This is awesome!" Like,
Yeah.
it's just nice to see like the people like no issues. Like we had, because what we did is we did a cornhole and we did a horseshoe tournament and then we had a DJ out.
Oh, yeah.
So we actually when the fest ended, everyone came down and it was like a huge party, not one issue.
Well, when you start running out of booze and soda and tonic and
It was a really good crowd Saturday. We couldn't have been more
You're
pleased.
colder though.
Yeah.
I will pass it on.
It was a good
I
crowd.
think we did a good job, sponsoring.
Yes.
I'm glad we were part of, that I had a vote on that too, and everybody else did. I think it was a great fest. And I didn't even get to go to neither one of them. I didn't have a chance to go to the pre-fest or the Blues Fest, but
It was a
we were so busy,
great crowd on both
it was
occasions.
awesome.
A lot of out of town people that just were so impressed with our
I
little.
think when you see all your motels filled and you see everybody,
Just having a
every
good time.
business making revenue.
We have not talked with Shop with the Cop yet and seen how they do and their reaction
Well, not only
because
that, is the city makes money on
Yeah.
This is the
Right.
events that I want to sponsor, and the reason why I want to sponsor stuff like that is when you open up the entertainment district, all the businesses
Right.
make money.
Oh,
Right.
Not only is that, then it creates city revenue for the city because you get
No,
sales tax.
I-
That's what a lot of people don't understand is
Well,
when
you
you
know
do
what- what I
festival
see-
beer
what I-
tent, you don't make that.
What I see
Right.
with this project that happened, what it does is it, with all the people that were here from out of town, it just creates additional exposure.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. No, I did the numbers. I submitted it to City Council in a letter of support for the Blues Fest. I did all the hotel numbers. I did comparisons on that weekend versus other weekends, and the amount of money that it comes into it clearly gives that money back into the community
Oh,
by
yeah.
what us in City Council does. Clearly. And not only that, it puts Trinidad's name out there continuously. And I saw the Blues, the art thing that you were talking about, the top 3 winners. I thought that was so great that the Arts Council did that. It was great. Okay, anybody else
Okay.
got any other petitions, communications, oral or written? Okay, grant review, Trinidad Roundup Association. Open up for,
I gave it to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
This is something
I'm
we're
not
looking at
sure
and
for
voting
this.
after the second meeting.
Yes, special.
That I'll get Yeah, please. Okay, thanks.
Marty,
you,
is
Phil.
there, thank you, Mary.
Okay, thank you. Good
Is
job.
there anything that you want to highlight for us on this grant, Marty?
No, not really.
I read it, I felt it was a very good job on your part, Marty.
Yeah. The thing that I was struck by is how their finances have changed from 2017 to 2018. They went from a loss of $160 to a profit of $8,500. So they're definitely rethinking income and expenses. And for the amount of for the services and the people that are involved and the people that come to town, I think $2,000 is a great investment too.
Yeah.
I agree. If anybody would like to make a motion?
Cannot, this is a
Cannot,
work
this is a work session.
Have to do
We're-
that this
we're
special
ending it and then
session
moving on.
afterwards.
Sorry.
Okay,
Thank you, Marty.
you're welcome.
Okay, directional signage, exit 14B.
That's the,
Yeah, the only thing I have to add to that is that I'm working on getting statistics on what that is so that we can put an RFP out if we want to go down that.
but my concern is if they do a roundabout, that sign's gone. That's what my biggest concern. If the state comes in and does a roundabout, depending on where we put that sign in that corner, that might come down. So I think we need to talk to the city and see if their roundabout is ever going to come in and maybe do a smaller sign for a directional sign saying downtown this way or historic Trinidad this way or chamber,
Totally possible.
Because
I
if
attended
they
the
come
CDOT
in-
meeting yesterday
Yeah.
at the county commissioner's office. They had a CDOT meeting on all the money that would be spent in Trinidad. And there was very little, and that's not even on the board.
that's not even on the board. Because it was.
They
and
were,
then,
they were trying to even get money for, the exit 8 or 6, where the exit will be for the Fisher's Peak acquisition.
Right.
And they had no knowledge of even that, and their programs are always 4 years out. So, CDOT is not, interested.
Because a directional
Well,
sign would be good on that corner, and maybe we could bids, and
So-
our local guy here in town
I guess
has a good shot
You guys
at
want
it.
me to go ahead and keep working on this?
I have
What's
questions.
sign?
I have questions.
What sign is that? Is that this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides, this is a city project. We're not in construction.
And the city said that they're not interested in doing it. The only way that, and since it's informational signage, we could, but
Personally,
not that I don't want to spend the energy on it, so I want everybody's viewpoint on that.
well,
Go ahead, Nancy.
first of all, exit 14 isn't exited as much as exit 13 because commercial people aren't familiar with that. They want to go down Main Street. Now, I understood your confusion in the presentation that you made the last meeting, but when people come off exit 14, you sit there at a light and you can see if you go down this way, you're going in an older part of town. If you do an immediate left, you're going to go up a commercial street. Personally, I think this needs to go to the city, planning and zoning. If the city doesn't want to do it, then somebody's got to do it. But I am not in the construction business. That's personally how I feel. I also don't understand why Gary Fenneman is proposing this.
No, he gave me a copy of it because I was talking about it and he said, well, we have signage like that.
Well, then let them do it.
Yeah, well.
Let the developer
yeah,
do it.
That's,
It's not
that's all, I
about-
just wanted to know who he is.
Oh, Gary Fenneman does, odd and end things for Phil Long, and it was Phil Long's sign that they had going into, across from Phil Long. It's the same sign, only taller. They had a shorter one, so I asked him if he could produce me one. So
But
I could
isn't
show
he
you.
also
So-
part of Laporta's board? Yes.
Well, sort of, but yeah, he works for Jay, but he's not Laporte.
Okay,
Right.
So
but the
here's-
point
Here's
is-
one of the things
Go ahead.
that I could suggest is maybe we could find a partner like Phil on Ford.
But this isn't
Well,
a
that's,
Phil
yeah,
Laporte
yeah,
issue.
it's not.
This
it's
is a
not,
Laporte
no, no,
issue.
yeah. Well, yeah, it would not even have Laporte on it unless they would want to rent from it. It would have any of the businesses that are on Commercial Street that want to rent
But
from it.
if Gary Fenneman had this, then they're looking for someone to do it, correct?
No, I asked Gary if he put his name on it. They had a smaller sign that they used, and I saw it. I was in the LA Grill one day because where they have Anna's name, and now they have Yolanda Romero's name for the champion.
That's where it's at.
He had a smaller sign. I said, I really like that. Maybe we could have a taller sign that we could run.
Well, then
Because
let
I'll
the
run through
developer
it.
do it.
Okay, it's not for them though. It would be for Commercial Street.
But it directs them up Commercial Street. Right.
And the city doesn't want to do that?
From what I understood from Greg, he was open to it, but no, they have too many projects. He said he thought it was more of an information board. And
Because it is kind of sad that exit 14 is not.
it's ugly.
I would like to
It's
just
not-
to see a sign
Yes.
put up that says business district and pointed that way.
So
Well, even the
it's
lines,
in-
even some lines painted to the right, to the left, you don't even have that.
Well,
They are, but they're worn out.
they're worn out. They are worn out.
But see, every exit should be,
right, all of our
Because a
projects
sign like this, then it means people changing the board out a little too much. You know, if you're gonna rent a space, then you gotta go change that board out, that's,
you would hope it wouldn't be that way. You would hope it would be $100 a month for a year, and then it would go towards, just like rental of anything, and it would go towards, putting the sign in just like we do it, and I thought it was a great idea with, like, if we made $1,000 a month, we'd pay for the signage and beautify all of our entryways into Trinidad.
Well, first of all, we don't know that it's only going to cost $8,000. I think that's what you suggested.
Well, I said, how much did you guys pay for your short sign? He said, it cost about $4,000. Double it, it'd probably cost about $8,000. I said, okay, that's how it came about. So what do you guys think? Should I move ahead or not with?
I think we need to put that on hold until someone's gotta dress up that corner
Yeah,
right there,
yeah.
and a sign isn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I don't think that kind of sign is gonna
Should
do it.
we- I mean, I think like
Can
you
we,
guys took.
can we suggest to the city some wayward signing off of that exit, or the state? That's
The state is not interested in spending any money. They think that if we have stuff off of our ramp, that it's our deal. It's their, they even said, I even recommended, you took out the 2 stops here, can you give us another stop in town? And they said, our job is to take care of the highway, not to make sure that.
Well, I don't think it's the highways up, I think it's the city's up to have 2 signs made up pointing one way to the Chamber of Commerce and the other way to the historic district downtown. I think that, I don't think,
Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome Center.
Well, I think though that we do need signage. I think we need a signage at
We do need
Sonic, and I think we need a signage there. But I think I don't think we're
That says you're
marketing
going
the
somewhere.
museum. I think we're marketing the businesses. That's what we're not doing. We don't have no signage marketing saying 14 restaurants,
And-
50.
And this,
Whatever there
and this
is.
honestly started because I constantly have problems from people getting off on 14 that have gotten lost and said, whoa, that's a wild part of town if you get in there. So,
Because you know that sign you see by Sonic? Children's Museum. Look at
Right.
the big sign right there by
it's
Sonic.
not,
It's not even open.
Right.
So I think
I don't
we
know why
should
that
have
sign's
some
still
kind of
up.
signage
And
somewhere
it-
saying we have 14 restaurants this way, we have 3 boutiques, we have 4
Okay, so
treasure
what
chests
if we go take the approach of having a sign like that
a sign
size?
made. Some
Where
kind
would
of sign.
we put it? I am not,
Let's all take a ride out there sometime.
well, I
during
do,
the
I go
week.
there every
Yeah,
day.
it's, if you could take it southbound on exit 14, it is just so ugly.
Is that 5 points?
That's 5
Yeah,
points.
so
And
you
exit
take
13.
it and, I described it
Street
before,
light.
you have JR's that's closed, you have,
Mhm.
you have this gas station that's open, you have the other place that's, and the only thing that looks okay is Builders, and if it's.
So if you put a sign, if JR would let us put a sign right there on that corner,
I think if anything, you put it as a pilot program like we did the trolley, and you spend the money on Sonic sign first. If that does good, then you move it to another one. To you do trial and error on this one, and then you add it to that one.
Well, can we
Because
take
you're
down
getting
the...
those people right here.
Exactly. It's not 14, it's 13.
Not 14. It's
So if we take the museum sign down, is there a way that can be resurfaced and we could have a new wayward
Downtown
sign?
district.
But where are you gonna put it?
Right, well, we need to go out there and check it out. We are responsible.
Because you're either talking to the city for their property or a private property owner.
I think we talked to the city. I mean, the city owns those two pieces where all those flowers are on the corners. That'd be a perfect spot to put up a nice sign.
At
Yeah,
14,
yeah,
there's no
yeah.
flowers.
13.
No, I'm talking about,
Oh.
we're talking about 14.
Yeah.
I know you're concerned about 13. I know you're very concerned about down by Sonic, but if you go down there, there's clearly signs that says Colorado Welcome Center. We need to take the Children's Museum design down.
Right.
But it's a clear shot to our downtown.
But what I want to see is, I don't even want to see those. I mean, those are great, but those don't create no revenue. What I want to see is, I want to see more support on our businesses as far as restaurants, boutiques, all the places that are open creating revenue. None of those places create revenue.
So what I'm hearing is that you guys aren't against signage, you just want to start on exit 13 and 7, see how it works, and I'm totally for that too. I think we need beautification and entryways into our community, that we are, a beautiful new sign that shows there's a business district with lots of restaurants and places to go.
Yeah, tourism board welcomes you. Here's
and then,
10 restaurants. Here's
yeah,
whatever
because it's not
This way.
pretty. And if it's
Because what they're still doing is they're
accessible-
still getting their pot, getting their gas, and heading out.
Well, if we all go forward with this, I think the exit that really needs a lot of help is exit 14.
Exactly.
It's
It's
ugly.
ugly.
So
But-
if we could get the okay from
I would,
JR to put a sign there, that'd be the first step.
well, what I would like to go is one step further. If we take this on, we should co-partner with the city.
With the city.
They
Matching.
should have some skin in this game. And I don't know who you spoke to, Si, I don't remember what you said, the city manager?
Yeah. it's
Okay, all right, I think we go to council.
Okay.
All right, and if this is the design we want, then it has to go out for an RFP. If we have to go through planning and zoning, then we have to go, or maybe it would be waived, I don't know, especially if it goes on city property. However, we need to co-partner with the city. They can't just wash their hands of this.
Okay.
That would be my
So
suggestion.
I guess then what we're looking at is two different things that I should research, or we should research, or somebody should research, and one of them is exit 14 if JR lets us on there.
We would
And then
do the sign.
Yeah, and if the city would go ahead and partner with us, a 50-50 split or something, and then maybe a couple different versions. That was because a couple different versions of signage. I just want a pretty sign.
Well,
But
And
you
that
have a
has
lit up
lots-
sign
that-
and pretty,
exactly,
yeah.
that
Some
has-
like draws you like, wow, look at this,
Yeah,
here's what we have.
and that's always maintained and has pretty businesses that are going in there, and their signage itself, so it doesn't look used and worn and.
well, the other thing too is I would like to explore maybe a different design. I think it needs lighting.
Absolutely.
It needs,
That was on the
so it's
slide,
not
yeah.
just the sign, it's electricity. It's the whole shebang. It's not just signing, it's a gateway.
It's advertising.
Well,
It's
the
a
Main
gateway.
Street- The Main Street exit, I know for sure has electricity, because a few years back, Main Street was looking at putting something in there, and they needed.
Well, there's a pole right
electricity,
there
so
on
that
the
was-
corner of,
Well,
That
it's
is
in
why-
the flower bed.
That is
there.
why the city should partner with us. And if they don't, shame on them.
Who owns that little gas station right there in the corner, right, where they do like the auto detailing?
Oh, his name's Ed or something?
what's his name?
I mean, that would be
Yeah.
a good
Bell.
spot right there, too.
Yeah, Bell,
It's
yeah.
Ed Bell.
Bell.
Yeah, I thought that would be a good corner too,
Yeah.
but people coming off the highway, they have to look at it, but it's
Yeah.
there. That one little corner, which I think you said the city owns the corner where the flower bed is?
Actually, J&M Tire, where it goes like this.
Right.
That's the place to put it.
Yeah,
That's the
corner
place
right
to
there.
put it, right, the
Across
corner.
across where you stop.
And it doesn't have to be a big sign, but yet it has to be a big sign, but if it was a lighted sign,
And I think,
Yeah, I need
I mean, the guy that owns JR Tire, I mean,
oh, he will do anything.
Yeah,
He'll gladly
he's-
jump up on
he's
it.
really good. He just
He really is.
what's cool is he just sponsored our
So-
horseshoe tournament. He was
So
all about it.
He's all about
So
it.
procedurally, I think we get city council to partner 50-50 for the total amount of the expense.
Different sort of signs to bring to the board.
And then we have, if they approve, then we put out we put our ideas together for the type of design, or we include, include in an RFP a design for gateway
Yeah.
signage.
Right.
Let's open this up to the public.
My suggestion, just from the end over here, is a presentation should probably be made at the next council meeting.
Yes,
Okay, when is the next council meeting?
the third.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah, that's too quick for me, I'd like to.
Oh, no, it's 2 weeks, because it was just on Monday. So
Okay.
it would be 2 weeks from yesterday.
Because what council may think about it is so totally different than.
Right, you're right.
And you know, our summer's almost over, even though I don't want to say it's over yet, but we are working into that Christmas holiday, and if we could get something in by October,
Oh, I doubt that.
I doubt it. I know, but at least we have it, we start working on it for that May of next year, that it's lit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we have to start working on it now to get it by May.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
think so too,
Yeah.
or even the first quarter of next year.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and I do want, I just gotta say this, it's just because it's the business I'm in. I really don't always want to think about our summer season. I want to think about Trinidad being a tourist
Right.
spot 12 months.
Right.
Right.
And we do get a lot of
Yeah,
tourists
wait
in.
till next May, we should continue to.
But
Okay,
I
Okay.
do think this is a 2020 project.
great. Oh, yeah, by the time we get it done. we'll get that. But I will go down that path. Anybody want to help me with that?
I'll help you with it.
Okay. Anybody else
For the sign,
for the sign?
I'll help you.
Okay.
Golf t-shirts?
Golf tee signs.
Golf tee signs.
So, I had a communication with Paul Gubini. He is, proposing,
Who's Paul?
no, he is actually contracted by the golf course to produce new tee signs. So these signs are going up. What he's doing is trying to sell the tourism board placing on their tee signs. So that's what this is.
Yeah.
$425 for 12 months
For one sign?
for one sign at the golf course.
Well, first of all, we're not an 18-hole course.
I've already told him that. He said he'd make that change. It's like-
Well, the reason why what they do is
Thanks, Tom.
there's different positions in that course.
Yeah, but it's a 9-hole, you just.
Yeah, but they tee off like, so one
Right.
box is over here, and then
Right.
you go up the hill, and there. So it is kind of. It's not 18. I'd say it's 14 different holes.
I'd say it's a 9.
I would make a
It's
suggestion.
9 front and back.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would
there's
make a
18, but there's front and back.
Suggestion that numerous companies over the years that have come forward to do that in regards to the golf course. Instead, if we were going to spend money at the golf course, I would really like to see a tasteful sign by the tourism board that says all the different events or places to go in the downtown area, not just at a tee box. I would like
Right.
it in the clubhouse or something.
Or
And
at the
maybe
front
back
where the
to-
board is. I think
we
what we should do is.
support the club.
I mean, if anything, I would support a scoreboard because they have like a scoreboard on every
Oh,
tournament.
yeah.
Make a cool board that way and spend the $500
I
to
mean,
make that board.
Well, then, with this, if you want that type, which promotionally is good, make it part of the signage program, the signage RFP,
Mm-hmm.
and have it all
Have them
look
do
alike.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a
So we
great
have a
idea.
signature,
Can I see
a signature.
that? Yeah,
I love our golf course. I don't golf. I golf every 5 years.
I'm
but it
golfing
is
this weekend in
gorgeous.
it.
It is gorgeous. The inside, the outside is gorgeous.
The one thing that we have to think about also on that is how many people it does bring to Trinidad.
Right.
How many
Yeah.
people do stay
No,
in
I-
the motels when they do,
I-
like this tournament this
100,
weekend.
120 this weekend playing in
So
it.
I wouldn't mind supporting some sort of signage out at the golf course and give that money directly to the golf course. This guy is taking
Yeah.
a share. He's giving the golf course so much and putting something back.
I think we should really look in. I mean, the
I-
scoring thing's awesome. I mean, because everyone's gonna look at it. You're guaranteed. Every golfer's gonna come look
You
at the
golf too,
scoreboard.
don't you, Tom?
No. Maybe you could bring that up to somebody up there.
I'm actually gonna talk to Monarco today. So, and then I
Yeah.
saw Oris, and I could talk to.
Who's on that board right now? I was
It's
totally.
Monarco,
Tucker.
Brad Plant's the president,
Uh-huh.
and I think it's
John Tucker.
John Tucker. Yeah. And then I think the ones
Just
that help
those
those,
three?
like the Vios brothers, help a
Yeah,
little bit.
Jack and Norris.
Yeah, they do.
I actually went out there and sat in there and checked it out this weekend. I was so impressed with how beautiful it is.
They're up and coming. They really are. They've got that whole back patio. I don't know if anyone's been there for a
But
while,
if you're-
but they just concrete the whole back patio. They're
Right.
redoing the whole thing.
Right.
So
It looks great, but as a member, you only pay $5 to play golf.
yeah, and I'm a member, so that's what I pay. But you pay $350. Oh,
Yeah,
first.
membership.
Yeah, membership. So. But no, I think I'll look into that. I'll go talk to Narco and check
Yeah.
out the board for us.
But I do think it would be, maybe we could get
RFP
more,
both.
yeah, bang for the buck if we
Yeah.
put all these gateway
And they all
signs
look the
together.
same, kind of. Yeah.
And
If you have a chance, and I use Angel Fire because that's part of our second getaway place. What they did about 5 years ago is they did a downtown rejuvenation, and they changed all their gateway signs. Everything is wood, big beams with big black bolts, and it has beautiful pictures of like skiing, biking, golfing, kids, the tennis court, which is what they're a resort. But it's just the uniformity of everything that is so attractive.
well, that's what I would like
I mean,
to
how
see.
cool it beats it. I mean, like to do a metal sign and then do the Fisher's Peak on the top of it. On every single sign that has that Fisher's Peak, that's a new
Yeah.
thing that we just acquired, and then have the signage below. I mean, there's a lot of different
I
things.
just-
to do.
Okay, so what are we gonna do about this guy right here?
Nothing.
Not
Nothing, we tell him no?
No,
We're going a different route?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
So,
but no thanks.
the golf signs aren't, but we are gonna go ahead and look at signs
Yeah.
through the golf.
But if you talk to them at the thing and say, we're going,
Yeah, we're
look
looking
at other
for
avenues of helping.
Yeah.
the golf.
I'll talk to him today. I mean, I'm going up there today, so.
Okay.
Are they aware that he's contacted us,
The golf course?
the golf course?
I have no idea, I didn't ask. But
I can find out today too.
Well, if and
He
when
contacted us too.
Me too.
Yeah.
if and when we do an RFP on these signage postings, I would really love to see our local artist specifically be involved.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Specifically, so.
All right.
Is it, okay. Out front billboard review?
So I sent out front the suggestions that you had with the trolley and the come ride with us in our website, and sent them photographs, and these are the 3 that they sent back. And
Do you want us to come back and look at them over there, or?
that you have them in your
I don't have a packet.
It's on.
Yeah,
Oh, I
my
can say on the
packet's
bottom.
not on my
It's on your-
computer, Marty.
It's on your
It's
computer.
on
You
your
have your
computer.
computer. It's on the
I'll look on my computer.
So-
It is on your computer.
So one quick thing on this that I see, I love the trolley and everything, but if we don't have the trolley going all year round and we're paying for a
Right.
billboard,
Right.
that's an issue because they're gonna stop and they're gonna be like, well, it's only running through the
That's
summer
how it
months,
got taken off of our billboards.
you know?
Yeah.
That's the only bad thing. I mean, it says right here, come ride with us. Well, okay, I'm see this big billboard. I'm
I
going
know,
to the
it's
welcome
cool.
center. I'm gonna come ride with you guys, and oh, it's not available.
Well,
now.
and Marty and I ran into a situation this weekend that the days and the times of the trolley operations aren't on the Welcome Center or TripAdvisor, but we're gonna fix that.
I'll
Yeah,
call TripAdvisor and see what I can do, but it is, as I did say, it's like, I don't have control over the Colorado
Right.
Tourism Office, and that's where our Welcome
Right.
Center is, so there's nothing I can do in that respect. It does mention that we have a trolley, but I was limited
Right.
by numbers
Right,
and
right.
and
Well,
anything, so I couldn't do that, but it is on our website, and, we might be able to put it on the city website, I'm not sure where we are on that.
but you know what, Marty, you can go on TripAdvisor and Yelp and set up a page for
Your business.
Trinidad Welcome Center or whatever, and post that. Because that goes back again to the Welcome Center, Google, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I can do that. So, anyway, so this was the direction I was given, was to put the trolley
Right.
on it and say this, so where are we changing?
Well, I guess we're back to square one.
Yeah, welcome to Trinidad.
When do
And
we
put
have to
Fisher
have this
Peak,
done?
welcome to Trinidad.
We probably have about another week.
Which
Another
sign
week?
is this one for?
So-
This is the out front media one up here on, going,
Between Walmart and us?
yes.
This
Yeah.
sign is so small, guys.
It is very small.
The way that they have it up here makes you think it's one of their 35-foot
It's a
signs.
small
It's
one.
like a 12-foot by
I just say
6
welcome
sign
to
or something.
Trinidad, welcome to Trinidad.
So-
It's the reason why we ended up just putting Trinidad on it years ago, because we had the trolley and the lettering was unreadable.
So, but we already know we're in Trinidad. So what if we put the Welcome Center? It's open 12 months a year.
That's a great
A
idea.
picture of the Welcome Center building.
Exit 13, picture of the Welcome
Yeah.
Center building.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay,
Yeah, we have those pictures
Yeah.
real handily. Yeah,
Come visit our welcome center, or stop. Or
yeah, just,
Stop by.
Stop by there.
okay,
That's a good idea.
that's done.
that's, move on, okay. All right.
Okay, so the next one is, I don't know who proposed this, but I got this from Kirk Loudon saying that he was told to put this together.
No, I just asked him at the meeting when he
Oh.
was here, could they do a
We had
Facebook?
talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
Remember we had talked about it?
Yeah. I
So
asked
this
him
is
what they
what he
would
said,
charge.
so that's why it's there.
Yeah,
So it's been an issue, the Facebook, and
right.
do we want to move forward with it? Do we want to clean it up and do it right?
I think we do.
I do.
Yeah. I think they have,
We have the same conversation, I think, every other board meeting.
Well, here's the problem. I mean, on Facebook, we have 47 referrals, and we're not even able to touch our Facebook.
Right.
So I think
Right.
we need to move
I mean,
forward.
that's a problem.
Well,
We never got no passwords for it?
well,
Got the password, still can't access it.
the reason that I think they might be logical is because they have access to so many photos and they know what's going on.
Right.
And
That's
for
what I like.
$250 a month, that's pretty good.
And that's what we're lacking is photos.
Yeah,
And I think
And
this is where
info.
they could help us.
So my question is, do we have to put an RFP out for this?
It's under,
Yes.
It's
well,
under,
it's $250
Well,
a
250
month.
times,
That means it's what, $3,000 a year?
no,
it's
We
over
don't have.
1,000.
yeah.
It
Is
is
the
over
RFP
1,000.
over 1,000 or over 3,000?
It's over 1,000.
So what if we ask him to take 6 months payment?
Well, you
Yeah,
can,
we've
you
done
can
that
only do it for
before.
the balance of this year if he starts right now anyway, and then you'll have to put it in the budget for 2020.
Quarterly.
So you can do that for the last quarter of the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
I bet you if we do a contract with quarterly
Yeah.
payments,
yeah.
So,
we've done
so
that.
I think what we do is we negotiate, which
Yes.
we should. Let's
Yes.
say we have $1,000. Let's try you out. If it works good, then we'll
There you go.
fulfill our contract the
Uh-huh.
following month, year.
And
if
we've
we
done
could,
it.
if we could make the proposal to be a quarter at a certain amount less than what this
1,000.
totals to,
Yeah,
Then you have to make a motion at the next meeting to move
Okay.
forward with
make
this.
a motion.
can we
Okay,
do that
we-
in the special meeting?
Yeah,
Yes.
actually. you
Okay.
can.
We're gonna move, we gotta move a little quicker though.
Okay. Moving.
well, that's 3 things right there, Carol.
Huh?
That's 3 things we took care of right
By the
away.
way,
I contacted, on the Safeway mural art piece, I contacted the arts people and the Main Street people, and they seem to be okay with the meeting on September 11th.
Okay.
Is that okay with
That's
everybody? Or
I would
whoever the
like to,
Are you the representative for this group then, Si, or does everybody have to be there?
we can all go, whatever you guys want. I'd prefer as many people that we can be there.
I'll go.
Is that the first meeting that we're having?
September 11th.
I might not be here.
what day is that?
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday?
I'll be here. I could
It's
be
our
there
next
because
regular meeting.
it's
Oh,
a,
okay.
yeah, because then I leave for
Before
Denver.
then, I would like to get a letter going to Billy for the approval of that, so you and I can work on that.
Okay,
I need to get her in writing.
call me when you're ready.
Okay.
Oh, polo shirts. So we got the 3 bids we needed from, and even though you said reduce it and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the lowest bid that I got was from Virginia Cusimano, and she's gonna do them, and she's local, and it's good. It's a Port Authority, it's good quality.
Is that the shirt itself?
This is the shirt itself. It's,
Are you comfortable with that color?
no, that's not the color.
Okay.
So that's where this comes
We're
in.
gonna pick
She
the
did
color.
our logo and embroidery for
Oh,
us.
nice.
It really looks nice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you put it on a black, which is what you selected for as color, the outline is gone.
Oh,
So you all, she has to
And
do
the
is just
lettering
change
is
the black
gone.
to white,
So
I don't
if
think
you want.
I don't think we should change the logo. I think we should change the color of the
Good
shirt.
shirt.
What do we do?
Yeah. Why don't
So-
we pick a color that's one
Yeah,
of those
I-
colors in that thing there?
I did. And
Good job.
and the volunteers really like it, but I needed your approval
Yeah.
because
Well, they're wearing
it also
them.
goes
That's the input that we like.
it also goes with the color of our trolley. which is a lime green.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, put this on a
Done.
lime green shirt.
Voted.
Voted.
Yeah, okay.
Next session, speed it up.
Pole banners?
Pole banners.
Come on,
We
this is
left
fun.
it kind of dangling the last few meetings. I didn't know where we were with that, so I stuck it back on there to see where you are with that.
I did notice the pole banners over, because we went to the farmer's market. They have them up, which is nice. I don't know when they put those up, but
Years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
I think they changed a couple though.
And actually, this week I liked pole banners. This week you'll see the rodeo will probably put theirs up. They put them up and take them down every month, every year. For this month. So what do we have on pole banners? Nothing downloaded on my computer.
No, there wasn't anything. I just threw it in there because it was kind of a dangling thing that we hadn't acted on, and I didn't want you to lose it in case you really wanted to move forward with it.
So is this something that someone's got to create for us and then send it to us to look at?
They have a magazine, and I sent that to you in one of the other board packets.
Okay.
And
for you
here's
to
one of the
review.
ideas that we could have is pole banners. That one thing shows, one of the pole banners show a picture of Monument Lake. One of them shows the golf course. One of them shows, so when you go
In
down the
town,
street, you
yeah.
see all the different things that are to do.
Bike
And festivals that go on, major festivals like, the Blues Fest and Artocade, and each.
Maybe we could put those up at the times that those events are happening. But the other ones at year round.
So the ones I was thinking of is ones that year round, when somebody doesn't take them down, because you'll find once you get in pole banners how many times these pole banners get taken down, is when Karen isn't putting hers up for the rodeo, or Main Street or one of the districts aren't putting something up during the Christmas season, that we would have others that we could use that show all the things that happen in town.
So take a look at that magazine that I sent you. There's a link, and then or maybe identify something, and we can
It's
move
in the
on.
last minutes?
I think it's in the, not this last board packet, but the time before
Time
that.
before that,
Okay.
yeah.
There's just a link, and it's a catalog.
So we just have to pick things that we would want on them to order.
And your copy.
And the last time I was involved in ordering pole banners is there's something like 24, 36 pole banners now that they cleaned up Commercial Street. So you would pick like 12 different things that you thought were cool for the Trinidad area, and they get repeated 3 times, and so that every block kind of has the different things that you can do in Trinidad.
That also prevents them from getting too weathered over a
Yeah,
long extended
right.
season,
Yeah.
and then you can use them
Discolor.
again instead of leaving them up all
Instead
the
of them being
time.
this color.
Okay, weekend shuttle reports.
So I included in your packets the weekend shuttle reports for this weekend, on the 23rd and the 24th. The 24th, we had an issue because the Trinidad Police Department had requested us to use the trolley to take people from the Blues Fest back to their hotels. So we ran at 6 o'clock, but we didn't have anybody riding at the 6 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock, he had to go to Central Park to pick them up, because that was an agreement that was like way back. We agreed to help them out with that. We've done that for a few years. So,
Well, I
and then
can't.
on,
Yeah,
but
I
on
think
Friday, we did good.
Yeah.
I
I
really
think
good.
27 riders in 2.25 hours is pretty good. It sure has picked up, but it was a bit different weekend too.
Yeah.
What kind of feedback are the drivers hearing from the riders?
They really appreciate it.
Good.
They seriously appreciate it. What they appreciate most is that they get to go, they get to enjoy themselves, they can drink all night if they want to. The trolley driver's there again at 10 o'clock and they're ready to go. It's like, okay, the trolley's going to be back at 10, we got to be ready to leave at 10. He picks them up, takes them back to the hotel, and there's been no issues.
So what about other Friday and Saturday nights? Are they hearing comments, or what kind of comments are the drivers hearing on regular Friday, Saturday night trial runs?
Oh,
Those were
they have that's it. But it
But
just so happened that when he went to the hotels for their regular run, they all wanted to go to the pre-fest. They weren't going to go to any of the bars or any of the restaurants or anything like that.
Right, but preceding the Blues Fest weekend.
Everybody's enjoyed it.
Good.
All the comments
Good.
and all the feedback from the riders and the drivers has been positive.
Good.
The good thing about the pre-fest is it's actually bringing them down.
Yeah.
And they come to Moose's, the bricks, and
Yeah.
teas and Bell, you know.
So is this, when is our last weekend for the trolley?
It is the.
That's
That's
what I
it.
thought.
We've
I
got,
was just
well, we
saying.
got this weekend, and
Labor Day.
that actually, what I've got is I put up in the trolley is the downtown night for the, for Labor Day.
Yeah.
That's the event that we've got going on this weekend downtown, so I put a poster in the trolley so that they know that they can go to the downtown night for the
And
roundup.
I did go to the motels, and I did like the signage that's on there. And I think, Joey, you gave some,
So yeah, it was
you gave
kind
some
of.
stuff.
I gave out so we did like little menus in the hotels, and we give out 50 free drink tokens to everybody. So I just put a token on the menu, and then if they want to take the menu, they get a free drink and bricks. We got 42 back.
Good, good.
So
Yeah.
42 out of 50?
42 out of 50.
pretty good.
So
I'm-
that's those funny things that
Those
people
little
were
red-
handing to
those
us.
red- yeah, those red tokens. Yeah, but I mean,
Thanks, Joey.
but what it is though, it's nice though. It's not just
Yeah.
during this thing. Is we're going to continue all year round. Just to supply because it was kind of funny as we went to this little hotel by the Sonic, and I really haven't been in there for a long time. And she's like, "Where's your tokens?" And that's what I was going in there for because we did it a long time ago. And I gave, and she goes, "I want more. I want more."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she does hand them out. Like everybody hands them out.
Well, you
And
know,
that's what's going to make the trolley work.
It
yeah,
is.
I think that we should try to run it year round. I know in the winter when it's snowy, we can't, but I think maybe it could be resting in January, maybe February. But it's the consistency
I
of
agree
what.
with Nancy.
What I'd actually, I mean, on being on this board, one of the main reasons why I got on this board too is I'd like to actually see a shuttle, not even the trolley running. A shuttle, it's a 10, 14 passenger shuttle, pretty small. It's so much easier to maneuver, and you just hop on it and go. And you could run that all year round. They're 4-wheel drive, or you can lock it in 4-wheel drive. I think that'd be such a benefit to Trinidad, where as far as like all this signage, we don't have the signage that we need right now. I think a shuttle would be a way better money spent for people coming down, and you run it all day. I'm not saying run it Friday, Saturday. I think we should have 3 or 4 full-time drivers and running this thing to create more people out of the hotels, because every hotel I talk to is they're full. Every person I'm talking to is there's nowhere to stay. I mean, you guys are booked. I mean, I had some family coming in September, and they're like, we can't find a hotel, so everything's booked down there. I'm like, I don't know.
You can go to Heart of Trinity.
Yeah, I'll refer them.
Okay, so with that saying, what do you want to do about that? Do you want to put on the thing to try to get a,
I think what we should do is, I think we should go in front of city council and see what we could do to team up with them to get a full-time shuttle. I think it's a great benefit. Every other town, everywhere you go, if we're trying to create tourism, has a shuttle in town where they stop from the hotels.
Just like the tourism board bought the trolley, they can also buy a shuttle.
If we start saving,
If we
let's
start-
go
If we
for
start
it.
saving.
We're not going to spend as much for a shuttle, but the other good thing about it is if the Welcome Center wants to do a day trip with so many,
You could take it.
we have something to take.
We have something to take these people on
Yeah.
a day trip, right? Yes,
Yeah,
she's,
you know,
so
it's
maybe, and they aren't
just-
that
it's just-
expensive,
it's
right?
just-
Or
30 grand?
30 grand, we spend 30 grand like in a heartbeat
Right,
sometimes.
you know, and it's just another addition to bring people to town.
Yeah, I agree with
You could do a
you.
full body wrap on these new
Well,
shuttles.
it could be like
That
a
looks just
miniature
awesome.
version of the trolley.
Miniature
Same
version of the
Yes,
trolley,
there you go.
and then you could
That's
take
a
it
good
out
idea,
town,
Nancy.
and then when we have conferences, we could all ride together.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, there's so
yeah.
much more you could do with
Would
it. I
that
mean,
be
it
as
really is.
would that be
No,
a
that's
continuous
good.
meeting?
I like
Well,
that.
it has to go through the
Right?
RFP process, we have to decide what bells and whistles we want, the whole thing.
But I think it's a good idea if
Just a regular,
if we bought the trolley, there's no reason why we cannot buy another traveling.
Right,
Right, everything that has to do with information.
right,
right?
right.
And we could pick people up at the motels and bring them down and run them down. And during the winter time, during
You
Christmas
could.
time, you don't necessarily need to do the trolley because we have this van. They could run quicker trips, shorter trips, and we could do that.
But not only that, though, is from September to October 31st, there's usually no snow. We're missing out on all these people
Right.
That's the
from
reason
September,
I know you're
and we're
so
not
right.
getting them.
Another thing too, by having that van, you think about at Christmas, we couldn't even we couldn't even keep up with all the people going on the trolley.
We had to run
And
2
had-
and 3 trips.
Right, and a lot of
Utilize it.
people didn't get to go, you know, so you can also have
Yeah.
that going in another.
We could have that going in another one, yeah, yeah.
Well,
There
I
would
think,
there would be uses for it other than,
We'll let the
We
city
could
borrow
use
it.
a ton of uses for
right,
it.
right. Well, and you know, I think a lot of people, elderly people that are at hotels, they may want to drive up or go to Monument Lake, but they don't want to drive, or but they want to see it. We could use the mini shuttle
Let's take that.
van to take them up there, do historical tours.
Leaf viewing.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no, you could.
Oh, you
No,
could
we
do
got
that.
the tours scheduled in
Photography.
September and September.
Photography tours, there's all
Yeah.
kinds of things.
So think about that then when when we have our budget
That's
meeting.
exactly what
Okay.
I said.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the trolley, this is something I've been wondering about the last week or so, because the next thing to come up is Artocade. What do you guys think about Artocading the trolley and being in the parade?
I think it's, I mean, it's actually so awesome. Man. So the thing about Artocade just on the board is we're not open.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah,
Bricks isn't.
When's that?
Saturday.
You're not open on Saturday? Oh.
why?
We have a wedding.
Oh.
Oh.
so we gotta
Well-
figure out something for everybody else, you know, to
So
get.
if we did artocade the trolley, what would we artocade it with?
I don't know.
Magnets of some sort, or?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of something that wouldn't
well,
hurt
I think it's. a
Let's
little
let
for
Marty
this year.
figure it out.
It's a little late to decorate. Maybe we could just have the bus in there,
Way
period.
late to decorate.
I think
Very
just
late.
put the bus in. I mean, that bus
Yeah,
is
right,
really
it's
cool.
different.
Yeah, just the bus.
Okay.
And
Just
then
speak for-
I think if we do it next year, we just do, metal plaquing
Yeah.
of some sort of advertising.
Yeah. Well, does everybody want to ride on it in the parade?
Oh, there's that, so, speaking of parade, does anybody particular want to ride the trolley in the Labor Day parade? It's available.
Is there anything, like here's the front of the bus, is there any way we could just put like a styrofoam 2 eyes where he's not looking and a big smile or something?
Little late now little late this year.
Well, he may have eyes there.
September,
because he has-
September
It's not. Yeah, it's not
14th.
until.
I mean, just
I
something
assume
like
we're-
this. He sits here and drives.
I think if we just gave this to them of a face in front,
Yeah.
they may have the stuff out there.
It's just
Yeah.
a styrofoam, big round circle on.
I'll talk to Rodney and see what I
You
can
talk to
do.
him, I bet you he'll come up with something. That's
He's
all we
got
want
great
is a
ideas.
face on
Rodney's
it.
very creative. And
Yeah,
I'll say,
if we could
if I go to him and say, we want to put the trolley in the Artocade parade, what do we do with him? I bet he'll come up with something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way to go, Marty.
Something that's not gonna be a permanent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, review of the 2020 marketing proposals.
Why are we reviewing it? I didn't understand this.
Okay, so these are the marketing proposals that are gonna be coming up before you for 2020. This one, Video Globetrotter, actually shouldn't fall under that category. This Video Globetrotter, I don't know if you guys were able to read this before, prior to. They're proposing to broadcast national airings on Lifetime on Friday mornings at 7:30 a.m., 150 times in national broadcast syndication, blah, 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 blah. More national and focusing on Trinidad, and they want $9,000 to do this. Visit Trinidad, Colorado will have the opportunity to approve all the materials. Basically, national television marketing proposal is what Video Globetrotter is.
And where does this broadcast? It says national airings on
Lifetime.
This says 59,700.
Is that 59?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, $59,000.
I think we're in a position to go with someone put
Thank you.
that we don't know
Okay.
enough
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I just thought it was my due diligence to
There's-
put it before you.
There's
Yeah.
that van.
Yeah, there's that van.
Yeah, there's our
And the
van.
labor for driving.
There's that van that we wanted. Yeah, you bet.
The next one is
That's what we
west
need
of
to look at.
105. That's another proposal, marketing proposal. It's another really good.
Oh, this is the
pricey
digital one?
Yep.
There's our van.
There's your van.
Well, okay, let's move
Okay,
on.
next one.
The only one I really liked was True West.
And we're in that True West
Yeah.
right now.
We are, and I
Yeah.
included your ad. I mean, we
Yeah.
can always change, we can change it out as you want to.
I think we
There
need to
was-
always be able to change that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
We've-
any of these, you can change
Right.
them every year, as many times a year as you
I'm
want.
one person.
So what she wanted to know was if you wanted to go with the same schedule, April, June, and September for those ads, and the amount, I think, is 7,000.
Are
Is
we
the
on,
total.
where are we at? Are we
True
on?
West,
Okay, we jumped over the others then, that's what I was
Mhm.
referring.
Yeah.
USA Today was the other one.
Well-
USA Today, we haven't done anything with them.
We-
I think we should continue not to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
I like the format of this, and I can see something like this for Trinidad versus just this.
Uh-huh, I agree.
Yeah, a multi
Uh-huh.
collage
Uh-huh.
type of thing. I think that's pretty cool, actually.
The only thing I have problems with that museum is they're not open enough.
Well, they are now.
Well, they were closed Saturday. I hate to see-
They took-
I hate to
They
see-
changed.
They
They
did say.
did.
They were closed Saturday and they were closed another day last week too because she's gone, no one's to run it, they shut it down.
Well, then we need to address it.
But she has been,
She has been.
She has been
She
open
told
6
me that
days a
she
week.
told the board that they would have to pick them, and they agreed
And
to
they
pick
told her,
up the
yes, you
days,
need to
yes.
stay open
Well,
6
then
days a
they're,
week.
and they weren't open Saturday.
But I still have an issue putting a picture of them on anything.
Oh, well, I'm not saying they would be in our ad.
She
Right,
just,
it's
I'm just
she
saying
just
just
liked the
format and
collage
the
of-
color.
Oh, the format,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, actually, there's a mural being done on the side of Rodney and Susan's building through the Main Street group that is similar to, it'll have different postcard.
But I think,
I'm glad she's open, huh?
well, kind of, sort of. I think a full page ad, what is that, 7 or
7,000 for 3 ads.
7,000 for a full page?
For True West.
No, it's 7,000 total.
Total.
Oh,
It's
okay,
2,900 for a full page.
okay, for 3,
So 7,000 is for the full year?
Yes, for those 3 months.
okay.
But you can pick any other months if you don't. These are the 3 that we did this year.
So, if we do something in True West full page, I would like to have the artwork because then that would be an awesome poster that stores and restaurants and bars and everything could put in their windows. We could be in the kiosk. You know, again, it's uniformity. It just keeps it in your mind. It's identifiable.
So those are the ads that we ran this year. In addition to Mountains and Mesas, she didn't get me her packet in time for this meeting, but you'll have it at the next one. Just wanted you to keep these in mind so that when we are working on the budget, again, you need to know what you're doing for advertising and marketing.
Well, the one that I had asked you to check on was that the Pueblo Chieftain puts out a flyer about southern Colorado. And they actually put out a booklet.
You're right, they do.
And I think that's one of the things that we need to get into that because that Pueblo Chieftain goes all over southern Colorado. That's one that we really need to get
Yeah, that's
okay.
into that one.
Yeah, I agree.
That's, you know, okay.
It's like a summer guide.
Right. And I don't know if they have a fall guide too.
They might.
They might have a fall guide.
Okay. What time is it? Motion? Oh, you.
No, Colorado, the OSB.
Oh, yeah, that's that one that I showed you last week. That's the state vacation guide. And you had asked what that one looked like, and I thought it was the fishing, but it wasn't. It was North Lake with the 3 signature events. I don't know why this came out so dark. I guess it's because I printed it higher resolution.
I don't like this at all.
Yeah, this is what we did in 2019. So, but you do have a full page ad. It does have the website. You can change it out as you need to, and that's what we discussed last meeting.
We just need pictures.
Yeah.
Well, what about
we
if,
need an inventory of pictures so
Right.
that we can be able to
Choose
pick
some.
from.
so,
And I think Rich, the Chronicle News, we
Yeah.
can probably get some good stuff from them.
He's been really good at helping
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
get some photos to.
And I think that's where we need to build a portfolio of pictures. So like when I go up with you have actually some new stuff and always adding to it.
Right.
You know, I would like to get some pictures of being actually on top of Fisher's Peak. not on top of it, but in it, looking down.
Rich has some really good drone video footage that I got to see. That's
And
really
they're
nice.
here this
And so did
weekend.
TLP.
Conservatory Internet Trust for Public Lands, and they're actually taking a tour on Saturday morning and taking pictures.
Yeah,
Can we get on
they're doing a trolley.
You know, actually, who had some really cool pictures too is that Trinidad High Country photo.
Yes.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yes.
He is so awesome.
Yeah.
Tom Arian.
Mm-hmm.
He's really awesome.
I follow him. Like, I'm even like, gee, that's a good picture.
I
Yeah,
know.
no. He's originally from LA
Yeah.
and worked for a newspaper there. Now lives in New Mexico, but really fell in love with Trinidad.
Is he the one that has the show at the?
Yeah, he does have a show. I haven't seen it, but I know
Yeah,
he's got a
it's
show
really
because he
good. I
was just
haven't
wrote me a
seen
room.
that. That is
Yeah.
really good.
When he first started coming to Trinidad, I comped his room.
Okay, what now?
Get him the.
I mean, because that's like a really cool picture.
Oh, he's got so many. Oh,
yeah, like there's like
Is that the
some,
underpass?
that,
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
he
he's
did
got a lot of
one.
great
He does
ones.
really good.
yeah, he does a good job. I mean,
Bullshit.
is that something that we could put out too? I mean, maybe. I mean, there's like so many good pictures that we can get, and there's some
He's
cool.
got a show going
Okay.
on now at a realtor's.
Oh, we gotta move on.
At a
He's
realtor's.
at Bachman.
He told me
He's
Bachman.
He's at Bachman.
Yeah, so he's with Sarah and them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What time is it?
10:36.
Thank you. Okay, so your special session.
What about automobiles?
Okay, so
That's
that's your
going-
special session.
that's a special
because you have to
session.
vote on that.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
So the automobile proposal.
No, we have to start the meeting again, guys.
Okay, so
call to
let's call the order. Roll call.
Camilla here.
Blackie here.
Salazar,
Did we adjourn the final meeting there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Kress,
Here.
Here, sorry.
sorry.
Nancy?
Yes, I hear.
Anybody else?
We're all good.
Okay, we call the meeting to order, and now the automobile proposal is on the table.
I have a question. What's the total cost of this thing?
$10,000.
Because I seen one 5,000 and then I seen another 10,000.
The
Is that
original
15?
proposal was for $7,500, and they have added a 30-second professionally produced commercial specifically for Trinidad, not for Articade, to bring the total up. The original cost of that 30-second commercial was $5,000. They brought it down. I negotiated. You'll be proud of me, Joey. I negotiated down to $2,500 for a professional commercial that can be nationally used nationally.
Because when they first said it was $10,000, no?
75. The first one was 75.
Hmm.
Now you'll see in that the addition. The end of that was on the end of that schedule. It says extra. Let's see. Extra added benefit, as agreed upon in phone conversation, GMPV TV will produce a 30-second commercial spot showcasing the city of Trinidad. It will become our commercial, and we can use it however and whenever we want to.
Nice.
So we would be able to transfer that over to that Facebook page?
We can use it anywhere we want,
That would be awesome.
and put anything we want in it.
And so Articade is not going in at all with any funds. They're strictly out of it completely.
I think,
I have not communicated with them, but not that I know of. This contract would be between the Tourism Board and GMPB TV.
oh, so
But the $7,500 is strictly Articade.
No. The 10,000 is for the entire proposal for this nationally televised production.
It's for Trinidad and Trinidad Tourism, which Artocade is a part of.
So let's go back to when Artocade first evolved here. Wasn't it? I wasn't around. So wasn't this something that the Tourism
The
Board
tourism-
kind of gave birth to?
the tourism board did. We paid Rodney $30,000 a year for 3 years to develop the event. And
So
then,
now it's become a signature event of Trinidad, and I think I have no say here, but I think we should
well,
support
we want
it
to hear your
because
report. I want to support it too. I don't know if the 10,000 or if we support it by 9,000 and tell them to throw in 1,000.
Well, they are coming to I'm totally for it, don't get me wrong, but we're doing a $5,000, no, we're doing a $2,500, no, $3,500 ad, right?
What?
We wanted $750, but now
The whole package is $10,000.
The whole package is $10, but we get
The city of Trinidad gets their own.
and you negotiated down to how much for that one? Cause
It was 5,000, it's down to 2,500, so
So
the original
2,500.
contract was 7,500.
right,
He threw in this $2,500 commercial for us.
So now it's 10,000.
So now the package is $10,000.
so $2,500 is our commercial,
It
is our thing.
commercial, yes.
The other part, they're gonna be touring, they're gonna be filming the parade, Art Cardango, and the museum. And Artcade, Cardango, and the museum is not putting anything in to go with that?
What was the total amount that we gave to them
$650 a month.
for 12 months?
Yes,
What did that come to, 6, 7?
7,000, around 7,000, because they had split it up in 3 different
About
groups.
7,800.
7,800, and then this is 17. And if you look at it,
No, this is
it,
not 17.
This is 10.
no, this is 10, so with the
Total.
7, it's a total 17. So it is a signature event.
It is.
It is something that we want to support, so I think, like we gave the Blues a good chunk of money, and then this is a signature event, and I think when you have those signature events, we do support them.
It brings national attention to our
Because that's-
city, not.
That's one of the
just
biggest things is heads in beds.
Right.
This is bringing some heads in beds.
Well, the fact
You know-
that this guy found Artocade and is going to be on the Mecum auto auction, I think is pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
It's
Yeah.
huge, huge, huge.
So I'm for it.
I am too.
Now, we can take the money out of advertising
Yeah,
to do this.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's
Well,
where,
can we also take part of it out of contract services for the,
You can take it all out of
Yeah,
contract
yes,
yeah.
services.
well,
Right.
And I
or the
think-
commercial specifically is what I was thinking.
Right.
So the
And-
2,500 out of the outside contract services and the last 7,500 out of,
Well,
Advertising?
that was just a thought.
you can do anything you
Do you
want,
have a copy
those
of
are
our
your
budget by
options.
chance?
you
At
have
this
it.
time of year, we can do what we
No.
want, figure it out.
So we don't know where we're at in those 2 line items.
know
We know we have the money to
We
cover
do
it.
have the money.
We have the money to cover
We
it.
have the money for it.
It's just how we
So
want
does
it.
somebody want to make a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
What's that motion, what will that motion be?
That we support
To-
with the $10,000 for the 30.
To approve the contract for a total amount of $10,000 with GMVP TV.
And
Period.
itemization of
Thank you.
how to spend the money comes later.
Yes.
Okay, Tom's motion, second.
I'll second it.
Joey,
Roll
all in
call?
favor?
Camilla, yes?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Trinidad Roundup Association grant request, would anybody like to motion to approve that? for
I motion to
2000?
approve $2,000 for the Trinidad Roundup Association.
Second,
Second.
all approved?
Joey?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Because he had rubbed his forehead and I was kind of worried.
We're in this, I like the Labor Day because we're always in it, we have a flow.
Analytics.
Well, you thought
You don't
so.
have to discuss this, but this is for your review later on if you want to. Joey asked about mobile users versus PC users versus whatever. So I put that on your place in front of you so you can take a look at it.
Okay, and this is using what, our Visit Trinidad
Website.
site?
Yes.
So, real quick on analytics, I use this all the time through Bricks and through our website with our shoes. We don't have enough hits. Plain and simple.
Right, it's
30,
negative.
34, well, negative's not really a big thing because it goes up and down every month, you know? But 3,427 hits on our website is
It's
terrible.
nothing.
That's why we need a Facebook presence, I
We
think.
need Facebook,
Yeah.
because just so you guys have an idea on, this isn't even my shoe one, this is our Bricks one. Our hits on that this month, 37,000 hits, 24,000 searches, and 13,000 activity.
And there should be that same amount for the city of Trinidad.
More.
Just so you have something to compare it to.
Right.
That's how bad our website's doing. So
Right.
if we're gonna spend money on our website, I'm gonna deny it because we're not even getting the hits to support it.
Right.
You know,
It's not such a great site.
no, I'm not saying you don't have a website. I'm just saying
I think the problem.
if we have this huge bill on a website, I mean, we're spending this lady so much money we're not even getting the hits back to show
Well,
that.
she didn't create the website,
Yeah.
Joey, she's just
No,
trying
she's
to
fixing,
fix
no, I'm
it.
saying she's fixing it.
In all, it's just, I really think that website needs to be so that it's more,
Mobile
smartphone friendly.
yeah,
Because,
user-friendly.
but face it, when we go on vacation, we don't rarely get in front of a computer and look on the computer. We're looking on our cell phone.
These hits are coming from tourists traveling.
Right.
These are traveling tourists, but
Right.
that's terrible. 3,427 hits is terrible for a month, for a city website.
Right.
I need a motion to
It's
adjourn.
very
A
monotonous.
motion to adjourn,
I motion to adjourn.
second,
I'll second.
Tommy, you might
all
have
in
to give me a
favor?
ride.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that was quite wonderful.
Where are you guys?
I'm right here.
No. He might have to give me a ride, I wanna find out.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Nancy.
Marty, here's your computer, I'm gonna try to get mine to work.
You know,
I'm gonna take this sucker and it's only halfway plugged, so I gotta really plug it in and I'm gonna leave it plugged in for a long time.
I'll just keep this one. Give me the one that won't charge.
Well, it's charging now, it's halfway. It's halfway.
Just take that one out, put this
But
one
that
in.
doesn't have that's the cord, I don't have a cord for that one.
Isn't it the same thing?
No, that's the problem with Nancy's, I couldn't charge it.
Can't we just get iPads?
It's the same thing.
$500 a
Same-
piece for
same
little
thing.
iPads. Let's
Well, the one with Nancy then wasn't, that.
No, hers is different. This
Okay.
one's the same.
So
All right, then
Yeah.
here you go. And I'll take that one. Thank you.
This lady booked her wedding
Here.
like 7 months ago, and I didn't know the exact date of Artocade.
That, is there any way you could have like just something I've
Did they
done when
rent the
I
whole
They
went?
did the whole building,
like we
But
did.
you know what I've done on
and they're doing their
small
ceremony in
occasions?
there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It's you know Diana Espinosa? It's her daughter Abby. They're from Springs, but they're doing the whole back room. They're gonna have their ceremony in the bank room, and then cocktail and banquet